I received a report from my daughter that you spent $50,000 in expenses during your recent business trip overseas.
If this is true, he can't be the sales manager anymore.
Wait a minute, this must be a mistake. I was out on a business trip to Kyushu until last week. My overseas trip starts from next week. What? My name is Keiichi Sato. I work as a sales manager at Tokimeki Corporation, a company that manufactures and sells agricultural machinery.
Keiichi, what is the meaning of this?
She is Shiori Komatsu, the chief sales officer and my boss. Huh? What are you talking about? I received a report from my daughter that you spent $50,000 in expenses during your recent business trip overseas.
Dad, $50,000 is absurd, isn't it? If this is true, he can't be the sales manager anymore.
Wait a minute, this must be a mistake. I was out on a business trip to Kyushu until last week. My overseas trip starts from next week. What? But the calendar says you were on an overseas business trip. Oh, I'm sorry. I must have put in the wrong dates. Hold on a second. Then who the hell issued all these receipts? And weren't you the one who was on a business trip until last week, Shiori?
Huh?
Does this mean Shiori?
Of course not. Keiichi would never use such an amount for expenses.
Nagisa? She is Nagisa Hanae, my junior colleague and a trustworthy employee.
I was literally with Keiichi in Kyushu last week, so trust me, these charges aren't his.
But still, it's impossible for Shiori not to be aware of this. For the past 3 months, Shiori and I have been completely occupied with separate projects. If she blew through 50 grand in expenses, she must have gotten mixed up in something sketchy without realizing how much she was spending. And because of that, maybe she was also too overwhelmed to keep track of other employees' activities. Is that what happened, Shiori?
I don't remember.
Shiori, please take a moment to think calmly.
We're the only ones who had to travel internationally for work recently. To be honest, I really don't remember much about it. The overseas negotiations were pretty challenging though, but I don't recall spending that much. Please, list the business partners you met with overseas. Why do you need to know that? I will calculate what you spent on transportation and meals with business partners. I don't remember every single route.
Let's check the location history on your work phone.
Oh? So, let us have your work phone for a moment. We need to verify what we were just talking about.
Also, please let us re-examine all the receipts. After investigating... Shiori, these are totally from your trip overseas.
I can't believe I spent that much. Can't believe I pointed fingers at someone else when it was my bad all along.
Mr. Komatsu, you also suspected that Keiichi was responsible, didn't you?
Well, it can't be helped. Anyone would lose their cool after getting receipts like that.
Looking at all the expenses, entertainment costs stand out as particularly high. What exactly happened?
I might have spent a little too much.
This is beyond a little too much. Did the negotiations really go as planned?
Yes, of course. Hey, everything's super expensive overseas, okay? I seriously didn't notice.
I mean, it varies by country, but honestly, I doubt the place you went to had prices shoot up that much. Well, I guess it's good that the deal worked out.
Oh yeah, it went perfectly.
But Shiori, I didn't expect you need these kinds of numbers to seal the deal. Sent you abroad and everything. Like, we had such high hopes. Please, calm down, Mr. Komatsu.
I'm sorry.
Everyone makes mistakes.
Mr. Komatsu seems quite strict with Shiori.
He's tough on everyone he thinks has potential. What I really want to know is, did the negotiations work out?
Right?
We decided to talk to Shiori about what happened before we left for our business trip overseas. Shiori, may I have a moment?
What is it? Is this about the other day?
Can you tell us about the business negotiations from your trip?
Oh, right. The negotiations.
The expenses were just way too high. When I contacted the staff there, it seems things didn't go well.
Well, that's...
Starting tomorrow, we're going to be assigned to the same job in the same country. Why wasn't this important information shared with us?
I wasn't even aware that things didn't go that well.
Your father isn't here right now.
Ugh.
Please, be honest with us about the situation. This affects the whole company, not just our team. We'll make sure your work is covered too.
Keiichi?
I only managed to close about half of our targeted deals.
I see.
Everything got super expensive before I knew it, and I was too worried about Father flipping out to keep things straight.
Going ahead and thinking it was Keiichi's expenses without asking anyone? Come on.
It just shows how much you wanted to meet your father's expectations. Regarding how you handled the negotiations, did you let them test the agricultural machinery firsthand?
No. I thought transporting them would be way too costly.
In my experience, clients from that country usually won't be convinced unless they test the equipment themselves. That probably didn't cross your mind though, since you wanted to wow your dad without spending too much. I understand now. I'll take care of everything, so please leave it to me.
Huh?
Keiichi,
Huh?
you're something else.
Huh? Where did that come from?
Forgiveness is what's important, right? I'm learning a lot from you.
Thanks, but it's really not that big of a deal. After that whole thing, we busted our butts handling overseas negotiations. You know, cleaning up after Shiori's slip-up. Cut to 6 months later.
Well done. I never expected you two to bring in such big deals.
Thank you for your hard work.
Keiichi was amazing during the negotiations. Made everyone over there feel good. Seriously learned a ton from watching him work.
I didn't do much, really. It was all thanks to everyone's support, especially you, Nagisa.
Haha, great teamwork. I'll be giving you bigger projects from now on.
Huh?
However, we couldn't have closed this deal through our efforts alone. Shiori played a significant role.
Her initial efforts really helped smooth the way.
Really, thank you so much.
I didn't do anything.
But you, Keiichi, and Nagisa added the final touch, right?
Well, that's...
Listen, Shiori, I stuck my neck out to make you sales director, even though you hadn't proved yourself, and I gave you plenty of chances. It's been 5 years now and you're still not cutting it. Plus, now there's this whole thing with the company funds.
But Shiori did do incredibly well in her first year, though. She was really able to bring out her true colors.
That's just beginner's luck.
Anyway,
It's time to step up your game and really throw yourself into the work. You know, switching things up with a transfer might do you some good.
Yes, sir.
Keiichi, what do you think? How about taking over Shiori's position here?
I'm sorry, but...
Huh?
I'd like to resign from this company.
What did you say?
You're resigning? Mr. Komatsu, you also suspected that Keiichi was responsible, didn't you?
When your expectations aren't met, you tend to react strongly.
Now that we pulled off those foreign deals, you will probably expect more from us. That's honestly pretty tough. At least from what I see with Shiori.
I know I have things to work on, and I appreciate you telling me. I'll try to improve.
Improve, you say? I mean, of course. That would be great and all, but we'd rather not take such a rigid business approach as you do. Mr. Komatsu, we want to collaborate with our teammates, improve together, and work in a relaxed, friendly atmosphere.
Look, our values just don't match up. We're putting in our resignation.
What?
What about you, Shiori?
Does Tokimeki Corporation seem like a place where you can develop professionally?
I would also like to resign.
What? You too? Alright, fine. I understand how you all feel. Just leave then.
Mr. Komatsu?
I hate to say it, but if we can't see eye to eye, It's probably best you folks move on. Huh. Good riddance. Go fail somewhere else. Watch me turn this place into an empire while you're gone. And don't come crying back when you crash and burn. You'll be starting from the bottom like the rookie you are.
Of course.
This is your last chance.
I know.
Yes.
This is exactly when we needed to deal with our staffing situation. Right, Sayama?
I'd like to resign as well.
What? You too?
I've been with this company for 40 years, but I think it might be time. I'm partly responsible for who you've become.
What do you mean by that? What are you saying?
What Keiichi said was right. You expect too much, always focusing on others and neglecting to reflect on yourself. Why are you always pointing fingers at everyone else? Instead of obsessing over staff issues, why don't we focus on fixing our actual workflow? Or our production systems? And criteria for selecting projects?
But we've already...
And it means your previous decisions were wrong.
What did you say?
And I don't have the power to fix those things, so I'll resign in order to take responsibility.
Wait, Sayama, if you leave, who's going to handle the advertising and recruitment?
If I may borrow your words, there are plenty of replacements, right? So please, go ahead and find someone.
But there's no one who can replace you.
I've had enough! I can't stand how full of yourself you are. Excuse me then.
Wait, you all need to calm down and think this over.
And so we all resigned. Fast forward a month, the negotiation room.
So then, why has the contract been terminated?
Well, it's because we heard that Shiori resigned. We thought there must be a good reason for such a reliable employee to leave. Unlike Shiori, this new person couldn't explain the products properly, which made us lose confidence in the whole deal.
Was Shiori really that great at negotiating?
Yes, of course. This is genuine feedback. She explained the products clearly, covered all aspects thoroughly, and demonstrated confident knowledge throughout. Not only did I trust her, but the whole company did too.
I see.
Mr. Komatsu, I see that you are also a man who speaks very confidently. I think that quality was passed on to your daughter as well.
My quality? Thing is, we are already working on training new people. We'll train someone just as capable as Shiori to handle the negotiations. So please, consider continuing the contract with us.
Mr. Komatsu, it's not easy to find or train an employee to replace a person like her. At the very least, Shiori was an irreplaceable and excellent employee. I must ask you to leave now.
Man, who knew they'd drop all these contracts just because of staff changes? Did they not feel anything for our products? Why don't I see any results? I've been directly training these employees. Huh, you're not happy with the training. You want to quit the company. Hold up, we can't handle any more people leaving. This place will fall apart. Hello? Huh? You want to end the contract? Please wait. Losing this contract would put us in financial difficulty. Let's talk about this.
After that, the company kept losing money until they finally went under.
Everyone left, leaving me with the debt. My head hurts.
Dad? Dad? Are you okay?
Shiori, I was wrong.
I'll call an ambulance right away.
Shiori, Keiichi, Nagisa, and Sayama, they were impossible to replace.
Shiori just randomly found Komatsu collapsed at his desk. Poor guy worked himself to exhaustion. She called an ambulance ASAP, but he was left bedridden. Shiori seems to regret not paying more attention to Mr. Komatsu. On the other hand, my English never gets any better. Thank goodness you speak English.
I'm surprised you decided to work overseas without learning the language first.
If you hadn't backed me up there, I'd have been done for.
Well, I had no choice but to help, you know. Not me falling for how sweet you are.
Nagisa,
You mean the world to me.
I feel the same way about you. Thank you for watching.
Make sure to subscribe for more.